Psychology shows women who want to sleep with you will act like this. Most men think they know the signs a woman is interested in them, but here is the truth. Women rarely come right out and say they want to sleep with you. Instead, their desire shows up in subtle psychological ways, and most guys completely miss them. This is not about basic attraction or casual flirting. These are the signals a woman gives off when she is imagining you in her bed, when she is wondering what it would feel like to be with you physically. In this video from Dark Facts 2.0, we will break down 20 unexpected behaviors that reveal when a woman secretly wants to sleep with you. These are not the cliches you have heard 1,000 times before. No hair twirling, no obvious. She touched your arm. These are raw, real psychological tells that separate casual interest from deep physical desire. If you are new, welcome. We share daily strategies to help men master dating and understanding female psychology. Drop a comment below and subscribe for more. 1. She creates private space. Even in public, when a woman wants to sleep with you, she will subtly try to create an illusion of privacy, even when other people are around. She might angle her chair so it feels like you are in your own little world, lower her voice to just above a whisper, or even suggest moving to a quieter spot. This is not just about wanting to talk. It is her subconscious saying, I want to transition from a public vibe to an intimate vibe. Think of it as a psychological dress rehearsal for being alone. With you later, possibly in a bedroom. This action shows her mind is preparing for a shift from social interaction to something much more personal and vulnerable. 2. She starts steering conversations toward permission topics. When a woman is thinking about sleeping with you, she often tests the waters by bringing up topics related to sex, freedom, or boundaries. But in a subtle way, she might casually mention a friend who had a one-night stand, talk about a movie scene with strong chemistry, or make a light comment about not being the type to rush things. These are not random stories. She is gauging your reactions to see if you would judge her for wanting to take things further. If she is asking for your opinion on topics like spontaneous decisions, sexual freedom, or breaking rules, she is really asking, would you accept me if I wanted to sleep with you soon? This kind of conversational testing is a powerful psychological tool for women to measure your openness and acceptance without directly confronting. The topic of sex. 3. She drops future plans completely. A woman who just likes you will talk about going to concerts together, taking trips, or introducing you to her friends. But a woman who purely wants to sleep with you often avoids future planning altogether. Why? Because she does not want to signal long-term commitment. She is focused entirely on the immediate physical connection. If you notice that she is fully engaged in the moment but never mentions next week or next month, it is often because her desire for you is more physical than emotional. This avoidance of future talk shows that she is living fully in the present moment with you and is not ready or willing to complicate things with long-term considerations. 4. She manages her exit strategy. Here is something almost no one talks about. Women who plan to sleep with a guy will often engineer the logistics in advance, even if subtly. Maybe she mentions living nearby, or she casually says, my roommate's gone tonight. She might even offer to drive so she has control over where the night ends. These are not coincidences. They are tiny signals that she is already picturing how the night could end with you in her bed or hers. This shows a remarkable level of preparation and intentionality on her part. She is mentally mapping the steps to get closer to you physically even before anything happens. 5. She allows silence to stretch instead of feeling it. Most people rush to fill awkward silences. But when a woman wants to sleep with you, she often lets those silences linger because sexual tension thrives in the quiet. If she is comfortable sitting close to you, looking at you, and just being there without talking, that is her signaling comfort with intimacy. It is a subtle way of saying, I do not need words right now, I am ready for something deeper. This silence is charged with meaning and the ability to create a magnetic pull between two people. 6. She reveals accidental skin exposure. We are not talking about obvious flirting like wearing revealing clothes. Instead, when she is thinking about sleeping with you, she will subtly adjust things throughout the night, sliding a sleeve off her shoulder, kicking off her shoes, or leaning back, so her neckline opens just slightly. It is less about showing off her body and more about signaling comfort and sexual availability without saying a word. These tiny shifts are unconscious ways of preparing you to see her in a more intimate context. They communicate, non-verbally, that she is relaxing into the moment with you. 7. She asks questions about your bedroom habits without directly saying sex. Women rarely start a conversation with "So, what are you like in bed?" but they will find creative ways to ask. She might, casually, ask about your morning routine, how late you stay up, or even joke about whether you snore. On the surface, these are innocent questions, but underneath, she is imagining being in your bed and subtly collecting details about what that experience might be like. This is a smart way to gather information while keeping the mood light. 8. She brings alcohol into the equation strategically, not because she needs it, but because she knows it can create the right vibe. If she suggests grabbing a drink at her place instead of a bar, or she suddenly has wine already chilled at home, that is rarely random. It is her way of lowering the barriers to intimacy and setting the stage for things to move. From conversation to physical closeness, alcohol, in this case, becomes a tool to soften social boundaries and enhance connection. 9. She jokes about being bad or getting in trouble. Women often use humor to safely express desire. If she is making little jokes about you two getting into trouble, being bad, or crossing lines, she is not just being playful. This is a psychological bridge, a way to plant the seed of physical or intimacy while giving herself an out if you do not respond well. If you laugh along, she feels safe escalating. If you shut it down, she can play it off as just kidding. This dynamic is her way of testing your boundaries and your receptiveness without risk. 10. She accelerates physical touch in neutral ways. Forget the cliché arm touch. When she wants to sleep with you, the chi locations and timing of her touches change. She might linger. When handing you something, graze your hip instead of your shoulder. When passing by, or rest her knee near yours, so they almost but not quite touch. These are test balloons, subtle escalations that hint at what she really wants without risking rejection. They are carefully calibrated to gauge your comfort and interest. 11. She positions herself between you and the exit. Here is a weird one most guys never notice. If you are sitting somewhere and she subtly places herself between you and the nearest exit, like scooting over, so you would have to pass her to leave. That is psychology at work. It is a primal way of keeping you close, preventing the moment from ending. When a woman's desire peaks, she unconsciously tries to hold you in her space even without saying a word. 12. She lets you see her vulnerability, then watches your reaction. Before a woman sleeps with a man, her brain needs to confirm he is safe, so she will often share something mildly vulnerable, a story about a past embarrassment, a quirky insecurity, a moment where she failed at something. She is not testing your empathy for fun. She is checking, if I expose myself emotionally, will he treat me well? When I expose myself physically. This moment is critical for building trust and safety. 13. She uses strategic good girl or bad girl language. This one is subtle but powerful. If she says things like, "I should not be doing this," or "I have been so good lately," she is setting up a contrast in her mind. Psychologists call this moral framing. By labeling herself as good or bad, she is creating a narrative where sleeping with you feels like a thrilling rebellion. If you notice this language creeping in, it is often a strong sign she is already imagining it. 14. She changes her relationship to time. When a woman's sexual desire spikes, her perception of time shifts. she may suddenly stop, checking her phone or act like she has nowhere else to be. Even if she had plans earlier in the evening, she will find reasons to linger, stretch out the night, and let things unfold naturally. That deliberate slowing down often signals she is hoping the evening does not end until you are in bed together. 15. She references her place or yours without prompting. It might sound like this: "My couch is so comfy you have to sit on it sometime." Or, "Your place must have a great view, I have never seen it." These are not idle comments. They are breadcrumbs, invitations for you to imagine a private physical scenario. If she brings up one of your spaces, unprompted, she is already picturing what might happen there. 16. She avoids group dynamics toward the end of the night. Early in the evening, she might socialize freely with friends, but as her desire to sleep with you grows, she will start subtly isolating you two from the group. Maybe she pulls you aside for a private conversation or suggests a walk while others stay behind. This shrinking of the social circle is her way of signaling, "I want the rest of this night to just be us." 17. She mirrors your sexual energy, not just your words. Mirroring body language is common, but when she wants to sleep with you, she starts mirroring energy. Instead, if you lower your voice, hers lowers too. If you lean back in a relaxed way, she follows. This synchronization primes both of you for physical intimacy, creating an unspoken rhythm that feels magnetic. 18. She frames desire as something external. Some women are shy about owning their sexual wants directly, so instead they will frame it like it is something happening to them rather than a choice. She might say, "I do not know why, but you make me feel a certain way." Or, "This vibe is so intense tonight." By externalizing the desire, she protects herself emotionally while still moving closer to sleeping with you. 19. She signals availability through micro routines. This one is incredibly subtle, right? Before the night is about to wrap up, she might do things like check her phone and say, "I do not have to be up early tomorrow," or casually mention she has not eaten yet, right as restaurants are closing. These are not random updates. They are her way of signaling, "I have no barriers to going home with you if you make the move." 20. She gives you a final chance signal before you part ways. If you are about to leave and she clearly wants to sleep with you, she will often create one last window of opportunity. Maybe she slows her goodbye, hug, and lingers just a beat too long. Maybe she says, "Are you sure you do not want to come in for a drink?" Or maybe she simply pauses and looks at you, silently waiting for you to make the decisive move. Miss this moment and she will usually retreat emotionally, but if you catch it, you will know without and doubt what she wants. Desire does not always shout. Often it whispers through body language, subtle shifts in behavior, and small choices that only make sense when you understand the psychology behind them. When you see these 20 signs, you are not just dealing with casual flirting. You are seeing a woman who has already imagined what it would feel like to sleep with you and is quietly, carefully creating the path for it to happen. Thank you for watching Dark Facts 2.0, where we uncover the subtle truths behind human behavior and dating psychology. Stay tuned for more insights and strategies to help you master the art of connection.